Hey y'all, it's Kristen. First of all, let me just say that I'm fully aware that my nails look like I should be a member of the Addams family. I don't know exactly what happened. I think my nails are too long for this color because I've worn this color before and it just looks really scary. I actually had someone tell me one time on YouTube that my nails were scary. And at the time I had to agree because they were about this length and I think I had like a bright blue on them or something, so I couldn't even argue. Anyway, I have finally finished this journal. Now, a lot of you are going to be very aggravated at me because I didn't film but just a couple of things showing how I decorated this journal. I'm sorry. I had technical difficulties. And by the way, this is going to be kind of a lengthy intro. So if you're just interested in the flip through, I will put a timestamp down in the description box, or you could just fast forward, either one. So anyway, I didn't do process videos, and I'm sorry. I will do process videos for future journals, I promise. But like I said, I had technical difficulties for an entire week. I did not have internet, which was extremely aggravating. I was on the phone with the internet people that entire week, and it was just a big mess. And during that time, well, actually, the last video you saw of this journal, which I think was my last video, it was not... It was filmed a week before you actually saw it, if that makes any sense at all. So I've been kind of... I didn't have any internet. So I will do process videos for other journals, just not for this one. But I'm so very grateful to be done with this journal because, y'all, this has been a journal that has been in the making for at least, I would say, 8, maybe 9 months. I mean, I'm not kidding. Linda, hi Linda, she contacted me, I think it was back like in the spring sometime. And she said, hey, she contacted me on Etsy and said, you know, I really love your journals. I want you to make me a Christmas journal. Well, I normally do not do custom orders. And it's not because I'm being mean. It's because I've mentioned this before. I have migraines and I have frequent migraines. And so I never know from one day to the next how I'm going to feel. But with Linda, when I told her that, she came back and she was like, I don't care how long it takes you. I want one of your journals. I'll wait. So I was like, alrighty then. So, and Lord, did she wait. Oh my goodness gracious. Bless this woman's heart. She waited and waited and waited because not only do I have migraines, but also my daughter was graduating high school, and then the summer was full of getting her ready for college and moving her into college. And then I had a whole month where I had to take off because I was severely down in the dumps because my kid went to college. And it's just, been one thing right after the other, and I'm just now finishing this journal. Okay, I want to explain a few things about this journal. This journal was it was fun to make, don't get me wrong, but it was a pain in my butt because so very many things went wrong with making this journal. I will leave links to all the videos that I actually did showing different parts of how I made this journal, but I did so many things. For instance, if you'll notice here, like, do you see how much of a gap? Let me see if I'm in frame here. Do you see how much of a gap's right there? From the top to where the signatures start. Same on this end. Normally, there's not that big of a gap. So let me explain. This journal is like 6 1/4 by 9, almost 10 inches. I'm not used to doing one that big. When you make a lot of journals, you kind of get on autopilot about certain things that you do, like cutting down your paper. So after I picked all the paper out, which I've got a video for that and I'll link it below. When I picked all the paper out, I wasn't thinking, and I cut my paper for a 9 by 6 journal instead of this one. I was so upset, I almost cried. I'm not even going to lie. But after looking at it, it doesn't look that bad. I told Linda about it. She was fine with it. I mean, Linda's been fine with everything. I'll be like, well, such and such happened. It's all right. Just keep going. When I told her that this journal, I wasn't sure if this journal was going to close, she said, sit on it like a piece of luggage and close it. So there were things that different things I did wrong, but I'm pretty proud of how this turned out. I really am. I'm glad to have it done, but I'm also pretty proud. So we're going to look at it. This is an old encyclopedia. You guys saw how I made this. I will link the cover down below. There's some lace on the spine. I think the spine is almost 3 inches. I don't know where my ruler is, or I would tell you for sure. Wait, here it is. just a minute. You should see this crap over here to the side. I still haven't cleaned up from making this journal, so, whew, Lord. Yep, it's almost, we're right at 3 inches. So, big journal. I'm almost positive that this might be the biggest journal I've ever made. There was one other one I did about 1.5 years ago that might have been bigger, but I don't think so. The Santa on the front I got from Renee. Hi, Renee. She is GT Designs. I will link her down in the description box as well. And I did a hitch post fastener right here with some sari silk. There's also an eyelet in the back. These covers were so thick I wasn't sure if this hitch post was even going to work because it's got a screw on it that's got to come up through the... If your covers are too thick, sometimes those don't work. I've had that happen before. I know the eyelet that I used wasn't big enough, and I didn't have one that was big enough to poke all the way through this, so I ended up having to glue that in with some, what did I use? Glossy Accents, I think. So it's not moving ever again. All right, so you got to push down real hard because, guys, this journal is very large, very, very large. I asked her, and when she said it, I was like, oh no, because when you're making a journal, you want to leave room for people to write. And so I asked her, I said, you know, are you going to write in this journal or what's going to be happening? Do you want a lot of writing space? She said, no, not particularly. And I was like, okay. No, I'm just kidding. It was fine, but I put a lot of stuff in here. Also, I would like for you to take note that I have many signatures. There are 9 signatures in this journal because I have decided, that I don't, how do I want to put this? I like the look of the smaller, more signatures. Do you understand what I'm saying? Instead of having 3 signatures that are really large, I have 9 signatures that are small. And I'm not saying that anybody that does 3 signatures that are large is doing it wrong. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying for me personally, I like this look better because the signatures are closer together. You don't have as big of a gap. That's what I like to do. Now, this way is more of a pain in the butt because you've got, instead of 3 signatures, you've got 9 to sew in. It is very much a pain in the butt, but, you know, whatever. Now, I didn't film putting the signatures in because I used Nick the Book's hidden spine message tutorial. It's a paid tutorial, and that would be not very nice of me to show you how to do that when it's a paid tutorial, but I do like how she does that, so thank you very much, Nick. On the inside, now first let me show you something. It won't hardly close, but it does lay flat. So that's good because I was really concerned that this thing was not going to lay flat. Now, when you're first starting out, it's kind of, I don't know. I mean, it's doing okay, but it's going to be a little, I mean, it does lay flat. You just have to kind of push it down. And it needs a little more work as far as getting it a little more limber. There's a library pocket in the front. I did some stenciling. There's a little circle from the Stamperia paper kit that I used in here partly. There's a little tag right there. I used several different paper kits in here, so I'm not even going to mention them. If you have a question, you can leave a comment down below. Like I said, I used Nick's Hidden Spine tutorial, and then I just edged where my, where the edge of my spine stuff was, the muslin, with some eyelet trim. And I mixed white and cream in here on purpose. Okay, let me make sure I'm in frame. Okay, I felt like I talked for like 30 minutes, and I'm just now starting to show stuff. This is heavily inspired by Angie Bunner. Denise over at Practice Makes Pretty shows her journals sometimes. I was watching one not too long ago, and like I said, this is inspired by her. This receipt right here, and I hope you're seeing that, is one of the ones that I've got in my shop. It's a scanned printed copy, and then I've got a piece of satin, and then some kind of, I don't remember what this was, like a doily or something, I'm not sure. And then up here I've got some other pieces of fabric and a old pen. And you can lift all of that up. Hang on, let me show you. And write underneath it. Okay? Alright. Okay, we've got some paper that I dyed myself. I don't even remember what I dyed this with, but it's green with some glitter on it. I can't remember. Children's writing paper. This is dictionary page. Here's one of my pockets, and I hope that you're close enough to see because I don't want to lift it up. It's too heavy. It says, remember. I've got a seed packet, one of the ones that I've got in the shop, and this is a recipe page out of a very cool recipe book. I just thought that I would put it in there. Not all the pockets, y'all, are filled because she's got to be able to fit some crap in here, and if I put anything else in here, she's not going to be able to put anything. Music paper, tracing paper. This is one of the things that I did, one of the photo places that I did on a video, and I'll link that down below. This card actually comes out of the photo corners, and she can put her own picture in there and use the card in other places. There's also, nope, there's a pocket behind this up at the top too. There is a playing card right there with some fabric. I sewed it on. There's another receipt right there. Here's a card right here with a little Santa Claus tag. Some lace on the edge of there. I showed this in a video. I didn't show how I did it, but I did show it, so I will show it again. I think that it's gorgeous. There's some doilies, some S&H stamps, an old, I think it was from the 60s, an old advertisement. It's like a Christmas village, but it's an ice skating rink. Anyway, it's just a bunch of stuff collaged on there. We have a vintage bridge tally card. Old recipe page. Here is another pocket that I did that I collaged some stuff on. There's like a coin holder, some stamps, some fabric, a tag. I showed that in the video also. And there will be quite a few of these tags that I stamped. Man, I've got some of these in here, and obviously they are not working out because I've had... Did they all fall off? Sure did. Look. Good thing Linda loves me because I'm going to have to figure out something else about those. I like those little charms. Here's one of those cool pull-outs that I like out of the magazines. I just put some lace on it. Let's see. See, you can still make it lay flat, but you just got to work with it. Hopefully it won't break. That would be terrible. Some music paper says Christmas cookies. Another photo. I put a photo thing in each signature. Here's a little flip up, flip down that I sewed around with some vintage wrapping paper, eyelet trim. Here is a tag that I did. There's a pocket right there, a fabric pocket. There's a little Rita flip with some fabric and a sticker that says Happy Holidays and some cheesecloth. Those are 2 playing cards. Yep, see, I had this on a paper clip. Anyway, that's a card from the early 1900s. Hopefully that will stay in there. If not, I'll just figure something out. There's another one of my pockets that says Create. Just got a couple of tags in there. Okay, here, and I saw someone do this, but I don't remember who. Actually, I think I saw several someones do this. And it's just old papers, like, not that one. That one's not old. This says December 25th. Can you guys see this? Okay. This little card is not old, but everything else is old. There's a little, this is old. It's like a stamp, some kind of stamp. And then there's some more. Let me hold this up because I don't know. They're like green stamps. Can you see that? And some fabric behind there. And those are all attached to this first card. And then you have some wallpaper and a recipe page from some kind of book, an old receipt, some old music page, and some old, this, ledger paper. I just sewed it on. Or did I sew and then glue? Yeah, I glued. So I sewed them together and then I glued it on because I had already sewn the signatures in when I decided to put this in. So it's a little bit difficult to sew crap into your book after you've already put the signatures in. So I glued it. So, I mean, there are some things that are actually sewn into the book, but then there's some things that are not sewn into the book that just look like they are. Here's another picture page, and this opens up in a trifold, and there's another picture place right there. And there's a pocket behind there also. I hope you guys are seeing this, because this is kind of difficult because there's so many pages. Middle of the signature. That's some really old. It's a little card right here. It's a tuck spot also. Did I even finish my thought? I don't know. There's a pocket right there. Like I said, not all the pockets are filled. Here's another collage that I did. It's got a doily, another one of those vintage. Okay. I keep having to look and make sure that I'm in the camera, because that would really suck if I did this whole thing and I wasn't. So this is an old advertisement. There's some tickets and old things right there. One of those Tim Holtz cards, a coin holder, some fabric, and one of my precious button cards with the buttons on it. That's an old, like, vintage button card with the original buttons. I love those things. Here is another Rita Flip and another tag that I did. That's just a sticker, like a three-dimensional sticker on the front of there. I think those are really cute. And we have a receipt right there that I did actually sew on. Another pocket and another flower seed packet. We have another receipt that's sewn on there. This is just a little booklet right there. Another, you know what I'm saying. There's another receipt sewn on. Here's another pocket that I did some collaging on. There's a tag, another coin holder, some buttons on the original card, and some fabric and music paper. Let me make sure you could see that. I think so. I don't think I'm too far away. You know, I don't know why every time I turn the camera on, all my words go away. Playing card. Next signature. Whoops, see, here was another one. Let's put this one back on. This one is a little stocking. Isn't that cute? Okay, let's keep going. This video is going to be 90, 100 hours long. Another one of my fabric pockets with a tag in there. Oh, that said gratitude. This is kind of like one of those flip up, flip downs, except it flips down really far like this. And then it flips up that way. I don't know. It's kind of how it was already folded, and I just left it like that and sewed around it and glued it down. There's a tag behind there, and there's some collaging on there. It says celebrate, a stamp, and a ticket, and some wrapping paper. This actually flips out, and there's another tag right there. Yeah, I'm just going to have to keep working with this, or Linda will have to keep working with this when she gets it. Here's another place for a photo. You open it up. It's a little trifold place. Whoops. Oh. And here, okay, I get what's going on. These little charms are catching when I push the book down and then popping off. Okay, that's not a good idea. All right. So here in the middle of the book is a doily, and I literally just Mod Podged it on there. And at first I thought I made a horrible mistake, but it turned out okay. It actually strengthened the paper instead of weakened it. I thought that I had really made a mistake, like it was going to tear out, but I don't think it is. It doesn't feel like it anyway. I did that in my travel journal that I made for Selena, I believe. Hi, Selena. Here is another one of those, you know, just all different kinds of papers. I've got that vintage thing right there, some music paper, ledger, an old receipt, some more ledger, and I think that's composition notebook paper, and then a doily like behind there just to decorate. It's got some ledger paper there. That's from an Ideal magazine. This is an old greeting card. Does this open on it? No, just one side. Oh, it opens like this. And this is a index card that I stamped with that beautiful stamp on there. And see, this paper clip's not coming off, but it just has muslin on it. So I think it's the charms that's doing it. More lace. Here, I love this right here. I was so glad I had some Christmas ones. This is a Viewmaster, you know, and it is the night before Christmas. See? Isn't that cool? So I made it in the little envelope deal that holds the reel into a pocket and put a tag behind it. I love using those things. I think I'd use one of those in my baby journal too. And then we have another Rita Flip right here that has a stamp and a wood veneer on it and some fabric. Another tag. Another place for a photo. Each one of those, by the way, I know I said this, but it has a place to put stuff behind it. Another fabric pocket. This just has a piece of fabric, a piece of crochet stuff, and then this, and I can't remember where I got this. It might have been from Selena, but I'm not positive. So if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But I thought that looked pretty good right there. Next one, that says Inspire. We have an old card catalog card and an old tally card. This is an envelope, like here's the other side of the envelope right there. There's nothing in it. But this is this side of the envelope, and I've just collaged some fabric, a tag, a crochet dolly, and a flower in the middle, and then there's a flash card behind there. Like I said, there's nothing in that side. Another place for a photo. This little piece of fabric I know I got from Selena, and some lace up at the top. Another pocket. Another pocket right there with a playing card and a tag. This is a little dolly I made into a pocket. It's got one of these tags in it, and then a flower seed packet from the shop. It's another receipt. Where's that from? 1894 is when that was from. Another place for a photo. Another flip with a stamp and another tag. Almost done, guys. Here is another greeting card. And it's also a place you can tuck stuff in there too. I just didn't because, like I said, if I put any more in here, she's not going to be able to do anything. Oh, here's where the other thing was. Let me take, this is another postcard from the early 1900s. This is another collage. It flips out. This is where this other one was. Let me put it on. Okay, last signature, guys. This paper was white on the other side, so I sewed this vintage wrapping paper on there. Another one of my pockets says Memory, and there's a playing card and a tag. Another receipt. That one's from 1891. Old calendar from 1946. I sewed it to that coffee dyed paper. Another place for a photo. Look at this card. It has little windows that open like that, or little shutters. And then it actually opens up too. I don't think I explained that very well. Here's another greeting card. I just sewed some lace to it. I thought that lace was pretty, so I just sewed it in there. Another fabric pocket. It's another old receipt. Or another, I think that's an advertisement for a spoon, actually. That's not a receipt. And a tally card. And then the other side of that wrapping paper. And then the end. Right here, I just put this little dolly, square dolly right here because there was an eyelet right there. And I thought that it would be pretty. Just, I don't know. I liked it. So there you go, people. I'm so glad to be done with this journal. I know that Linda is so very happy for me to be done with this journal. Linda, I hope that you love it. I really do. Okay. I promise that I will be doing more process videos on the next journal I'm going to be making. I actually have 2 custom orders that I have to finish. So, but they will not be taking as long as Linda's journal took. I promise. Because I don't have as much going on now. Okay, now I can't get my... There we go. Okay, I'm done. I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.